Letterboxd, that's a place for movie sickos, and I'm one of them. My watch list is out of control, so let's pick something at random and review it. Today's video is going to be Jack Frost 2, The Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. I actually have both Jack Frost movies on my watch list, so I should probably watch the first one before I watch the sequel. I'm making an executive decision and saying, today we're reviewing the first Jack Frost movie from 1997. He's shillin' and killin'.
Fine. Once upon a time, there lived a man by the name of Jack Frost.
I've always had a soft spot for Christmas slasher movies. I think it all started because I saw Silent Night, Deadly Night at way too young of an age, and ever since then, I've been obsessed with horror movies set during the winter. My favorite slasher film of all time is the original Black Christmas, and I even like the 2006 remake more than most people. I think I like the juxtaposition of setting these mean-spirited horror movies on a day that's supposed to be wholesome and fun. It probably also helps that I'm not the biggest Christmas person. I don't hate it or anything, but I mainly find it very stressful. So I do typically find it fun when movies either satirize Christmas or do the Die Hard thing where the movie takes place on Christmas, but it's not really about the holiday. So because of all this, I at least expected to have fun with Jack Frost, but unfortunately I didn't. This is one of those movies that winks and nods at the audience like, isn't it crazy that we're making such a bad film? And that never works for me. I love bad movies when the filmmakers are earnestly trying to make something good. I hate bad movies when filmmakers let you know that they're in on the joke. In that way, Jack Frost has a lot of similarities with the worst movies from Charles Band's Full Moon Entertainment. I know I've recommended movies like Santa's Sleigh in the past, where Bill Goldberg plays a murderous Santa Claus, but that movie actually has jokes. Yes, it's got a very silly premise, but it's also a really funny, oddly mean-spirited comedy. Jack Frost just has a silly premise that the filmmakers ripped off from Shocker and expects you to think that that's enough. Although, to be fair, out of every Wes Craven movie you could take inspiration from, choosing Shocker is perhaps the funniest choice. I'm not saying it's the right choice because it's absolutely not. But anyways, shout out to Shocker. If you haven't seen it, you're in for a treat. It's absolutely bonkers. I've come to understand that the filmmakers behind Jack Frost had a lot of aspirations for the film that simply couldn't be met with the budget they had to work with. Apparently, they were originally thinking that the movie would cost around $25 to $30 million to shoot, which is absolutely insane for a movie like this. They ended up making the film for the much more reasonable budget of $500,000. Unfortunately, the finished product just wasn't very exciting to me, although I know this film has a cult following. The one thing I thought was fun to see here was Shannon Elizabeth in her first film role. I wonder how she feels about this absolutely ridiculous bathtub scene in the year of our Lord 2025, but honestly, the less said about it, the better. I can't believe that a movie about a killer snowman terrorizing a fictional town named Snowmanton is this boring. It's been a couple of hours since I finished the movie, and I'm still annoyed by it. The fucking snowman puppet doesn't even move. Maybe if you have a higher tolerance for this kind of self-aware horror comedy, there is some fun to be had here, but that certainly wasn't my experience. I ended up throwing on the sequel, Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman, while doing some chores, and somehow that one seems even worse. For some reason, they decided that the franchise with the Killer Snowman should go to the Bahamas in the second film. It was so painful to watch that I doubt I'll even finish it. I'm sorry for being such a fuddy-duddy today, but boy, do these types of films just not appeal to me at all. Have I been accused of hating fun in the past? Absolutely. Do I think that's accurate? Debatable. I know that I typically tend to gravitate towards media that is deathly serious, but that doesn't mean I'm immune to comedy or camp. As I said before, I love a lot of bad movies. The more bonkers they are, the better. I just need it to be done earnestly. It's always better to go for the moon and fail spectacularly than making something that's kind of ass but try to save it by winking and nodding towards the audience. That's it. That's my take. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. I'll be back with another one of these tomorrow. Subscribe, all that stuff. We'll talk about more movies soon. Okay? Bye.